While data is scarce, Afrikaner activist group AfriForum began collecting and verifying their own data on farm and rural crime. However, government data when released paints a scary trend.
On average, there's been about 2 farm attacks every day in South Africa, and there's been on average 2 farm murders, almost 2 farm murders every week in South Africa. That's spread out over a period of 18 to 21 years, so that's extremely alarming.
The overall picture for rural and farm attacks is a gruesome one, and some communities simply couldn't wait for local or regional government to act. They built community safety structures themselves.
We've obviously built our own intelligence systems in certain communities as well. For that reason, we can very often act proactively in stopping attacks before they happen. And just in the past week, we had another case where we were able to actually arrest the attackers whilst they were on their way to go and commit the attack. We actually caught them within 100 meters from a farmhouse.
Farmers and communities have grouped together and formed community watch operations.
In onze omgewing het dit beter gegaan.
In our area it's got better, but around us where the patrols aren't that active, like Doornrandjies, Lazonia, everything has gotten worse. Those areas have 2, 3, 4 incidents a night. We have a very fast response time. If something happens, a patrol are on site very quickly. People don't want to be caught, they will run and hide.
Many smallholder landowners have been targeted, many have died, and many more have chased off the criminals. It takes the shape of a sustained series of sniping attacks designed to wear the farmer down.
The biggest thing for me, and I think for most men, is the impact that has on your family and what can actually happen. And how do you work through it? You process, and you get to a point where you feel, all right, I'm in a better position than what I was. But when it will get to be too much is, I think, when it's to a point where your families, your wife, your kids, where there's no escape for them. As a guy, you can take it, but your wife and family, different story.
And despite living in a perpetual state of fear, there is no thought of selling up and leaving the land.
We've got generations of history in the country. We've got a love of the country, for the country and for the people. Black, white, the country and ourselves have been through a lot. So that also gives you a sense of, it gives you a sense of purpose for your country. It gives you a sense of love for your country. And why tuck tail and run?
People in the rural areas really are under siege, and they're trying to do everything in their power to keep themselves and their possessions safe. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't. I'm Angelo Coppola for CGTN in the Hennops River.